An archaeological discovery in Boeotia uncovers the 7th century BC Lady of the Inverted Diadem, revealing elite burials, rare artifacts, and new insights into the political transformation of ancient Greece. In the quiet eastern foothills of Lake Kifisida, part of the ancient Kopais Basin in Boeotia, archaeologists have uncovered one of the most symbolically charged burials of Greece's archaic era. What began as a routine rescue excavation ahead of the construction of a photovoltaic park has now revealed an elite necropolis and a fortified lakeside settlement whose story bridges the twilight of hereditary kingship and the rise of aristocratic rule in early Greece. The works, carried out by the Ephorate of Antiquities of Thyotis and Evrytania under the supervision of Euthymia Karantsali and Aristi Papastathopoula, are almost entirely funded by the Mytilinios Group through its subsidiary Metka, ATE. Led in the field by archaeologist Maria Papageorgiou and her team, the project has brought to light a cemetery dating from the Archaic to the Classical period. Its finds illuminate not only the daily life and burial customs of a prosperous lakeside community, but also hint at the political upheavals reshaping Greek society in the 7th century BC. Ancient maps identify the excavation area as Spitia, Katavothra, houses, sinkhole, a name that today seems prophetic. Beneath the soil, archaeologists have uncovered clusters of pit graves, tile-covered burials, and cremation pyres, altogether at least 40 tombs so far. Even at this early stage, the picture is clear. The individuals buried here belonged to an affluent landowning society with access to high-quality goods, skilled craftsmanship, and far-reaching trade networks. The necropolis accompanies the remains of a contemporary fortified settlement, suggesting a community strategically positioned at the margins of the Kopais Basin, one of central Greece's most important agricultural landscapes. Yet among all the discoveries, one grave has seized the imagination of scholars and the public alike: the burial of a woman now known as the Lady of the Inverted Diadem. Her burial, dated to the second half of the 7th century BC, forms part of a cluster of 3 pit graves. Preliminary dental examination identifies her as a young adult woman between 20 and 30 years old. But it is the ritual treatment of her body, and the extraordinary objects accompanying her, that elevate this tomb to a find of exceptional significance. Placed upon her head was an elaborately crafted bronze diadem, its band adorned with repoussé pairs of heraldic lions, male and female, symbols of sovereign authority across the ancient Mediterranean. At its center, a large rosette shaped like a radiant sun once shone above her brow, signaling rank, prestige, and perhaps even a vestige of royal connection. But in death, something striking occurred. The diadem was placed upside down. Its lions lay inverted, its rosette positioned at the lower edge rather than crowning the forehead. Across cultures, from antiquity through the medieval world and even into modern ceremonial symbolism, an inverted crown signals abdication, the fall of a ruler, or the deliberate revocation of authority. For archaeologists, this ritual inversion may reflect a profound political shift unfolding in Boeotia and across Greece during the mid-7th century BC, the period when hereditary kingship was dissolving and power was passing into the hands of emerging aristocratic elites. The woman buried here may have belonged to a lineage whose authority was being actively dismantled, her inverted diadem a potent emblem of a world order coming undone. The richness of her grave goods underscores her elevated status, evidenced by an exceptional array of bronze and luxury offerings discovered beside her. Among them were 2 oversized Boeotian-type fibulae engraved with geometric patterns and stylized horses, a finely crafted necklace featuring a large vase-shaped pendant, and a selection of intricately worked ornaments made of bone and ivory. She was further adorned with amber beads, thin sheet bronze rosettes, bronze earrings, and bracelets, while numerous spiral rings, placed along nearly every phalange of her fingers, completed her elaborate funerary adornment. Taken together, these treasures reflect not only personal prestige but also the wealth, craftsmanship, and social power associated with the elite lineage to which she belonged. A child's crown and traces of kinship. In the same burial cluster, archaeologists uncovered the tomb of a 4-year-old girl crowned with her own bronze diadem, decorated with inlaid rosettes. Her grave, also richly furnished with jewelry similar to the woman's, speaks strongly to a familial relationship. Very likely a daughter, niece, or younger relative destined to inherit status that never materialized. The treatment of this child hints at hereditary privilege transmitted at birth, reinforcing the theory that the necropolis belonged to an elite lineage during a time when such families were losing their traditional power bases. Other tombs in the necropolis add depth to the emerging narrative. A 6th century BC woman was buried with a cyanotype kylix depicting roosters and a tri-lobed alpi decorated with mythical creatures and Hermes as Psychopompus, the guide of souls. Bronze bowls with central omphalloi and black figure pottery attributed to the workshops of nearby Akrafa speak to local craftsmanship and economic sophistication. Together, these finds help chart the transformation from the hierarchical societies of the post-Mycenaean Dark Age into the politically complex, aristocratically governed polis of the Archaic period. The legacy of a fallen aristocrat. The Lady of the Inverted Diadem stands today as one of the most evocative archaeological figures of early Greece, a woman who carried the symbols of authority even as those symbols were ritually overturned in her final rite. Her tomb captures the tension of an era when ancient power structures were collapsing and new political realities were emerging. From the shores of Lake Kifizida, she reminds us that history does not only record the victors. Sometimes, its most revealing stories are buried with those who lost their crowns.